All right, let's get into it. Today, we're tearing down Vaughn Major's book, Applied Cyber Threat Intelligence. And look, this is not just another dense tech book. It's really a new doctrine, a whole new way of thinking for anyone in cybersecurity who is just so tired of chasing alerts and is finally ready to get ahead of the game. And that quote really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? The book kicks off with this because it's making a bold claim that for years, our industry has been sold a bill of goods. We've been told that threat intelligence is a product, something you just buy off a shelf. But it turns out that's not the whole story, not even close. I mean, if this question hits home for you, you are definitely not alone. This book is for that security analyst who spends their entire day just copy-pasting hash values, staring at a screen full of red alerts, and has that nagging feeling in the back of their mind that they're about to miss the one thing that actually matters. So let's really define the problem we're all facing. It's not that we don't have enough data. Oh no, it's the complete opposite. We are absolutely drowning in it, and all that noise is making it impossible to see. Think about this. A quick search reveals there are over 500 different threat intelligence tools and feeds out there. We have more data at our fingertips than any security pros in history. But here's the real question. Has any of it actually made us safer? Well, this leads to what the book calls the 500 tool paradox. We keep piling on more tools, more feeds, hoping that one of them will finally give us some clarity. But all we're really getting is more complexity. It's just activity without any real progress, and it's leading straight to analyst burnout. And here is the root cause of it all, the collector's fallacy. It's this dangerous belief that if we just collect more data, we'll automatically be more secure. But here's the hard truth. Our ability to buy tools and suck in logs grows way faster than our human ability to apply judgment and find the actual signal in all of that noise. Okay, so if hoarding data isn't the answer, what is? The book argues we need a major shift. We need to focus on doctrine, not just data. And that starts with understanding the massive difference between data, information, and what true intelligence actually is. So at the very bottom, you've got data. Think of an IP address or a file hash. On its own, it's meaningless, right? It's just a raw artifact. It tells you what something is, and that's it. So, the next step up is information. This is where most security teams live. We take a bunch of data, we group it together, maybe we tag an IP address as malicious. Okay, that's better. It tells us what something is doing, but it still doesn't tell you what you need to do about it. And that brings us to the top of the pyramid. Intelligence. This is the real deal. It's analysis that answers the only question that matters for a specific person at a specific time: what must we do right now? Seriously, if it doesn't help you make a decision, it's not intelligence, it's just trivia. This whole idea fits perfectly into a military concept called the OODA loop. In any conflict, the winner is the side that can observe, orient, decide, and act faster than the other guy. Most of our security tools, they're stuck on observe. But real intelligence, that's the secret sauce in the orient phase that lets you outthink and outmaneuver your opponent. All right, so with this new mindset, we can finally stop playing that endless, frantic game of whack-a-mole and start hunting with purpose. The book gives us a couple of fantastic mental models to help us do exactly that. First up is the classic pyramid of pain. This thing completely changes the game. Instead of just asking, what can I block, we need to be asking, what's going to cause the adversary the most pain? Look, blocking a disposable IP address, that's trivial for them to get around. But detecting their behavior, their tactics, techniques, and procedures, that forces them to go back to the drawing board. That's expensive for them. So how do we climb that pyramid? It's through something called the art of the pivot. This is where you, the analyst, stop treating an indicator like a dead end and start treating it like a clue. A single IP address is just a breadcrumb, but if you pivot on it, dig into its registration data, you can start to map out the attacker's entire network. You can go from blocking one bad thing to dismantling their whole operation. And that brings us to what might be the most powerful idea in the whole book. We have to remember, we're not fighting scripts, we're not fighting malware, we are fighting people. And you know what? People make mistakes. We have this image in our heads of the perfect robotic hacker. But the reality is so much messier, so much more human. The person on the other side of that keyboard is probably just an employee. They've got a boss, they've got deadlines, they get tired, they get stressed, they make typos, And every single one of those human flaws is an opportunity for us. Understanding why they're attacking is the key to predicting how they'll attack. Is it a cybercriminal just looking for a quick payout? They'll probably give up if you make it too hard. Is it a nation-state actor playing the long game? They're going to be sneaky and persistent. Knowing who you're up against totally changes how you defend yourself. So, what happens when we actually put all these pieces together? Well, you move from the state of constant chaotic reaction to a place of clarity and control. The change is incredible. You stop being a digital librarian just cataloging all the bad things that already happened. You become an intelligence officer focused on predicting what the adversary is going to do next. You're not just cleaning up messes anymore, you're taking them off the board completely. And this, right here, is the ultimate promise of the book. It's about moving from a position of fear to a position of confidence. This is what it feels like to actually be in control. So it really all boils down to this one simple question you need to ask yourself. Take a hard look at your own team, your own tools. Is all that data you're collecting just more noise, or is it actually creating the clarity you need to win? Because the answer to that question, well, it changes everything.